Yesterday was a strange day. Slow in many ways, as I had to wait for certain things to happen before I could comfortably move ahead again. But as I was worried about what was coming next, the final chapter in the story of Mia's life was coming to its close. I never met her, never knew her name until her sister told me yesterday. While I was wrapped in my own world, Mia's sister was trying to reconnect with her own. As it happened, I ran into her on my way out. She didn't have any keys, and my exit was timed just right to let her into the apartment building. At the time, Mia's sister moved with a purpose, and, like a good neighbor, I stayed out of her business. Even when I came back from my errand to find her and her friend still knocking at Mia's door, I left them to it. It was hours later when I convinced myself that a trip to the store was necessary. On my way out, I discovered the door to our building propped open, and Mia's sister waiting outside. She was in a car with her friend, and when she saw me examining the propped open door, she came out to talk to me. Clearly distressed, it soon became obvious that Mia's sister needed help, and she didn't want to lose access to the building. We talked. She told me about her sister, and how she hadn't heard from her in a while, and did I know her? Could I tell her anything? I didn't. I didn't know her, never saw her actually, and seeing the distress in Mia's sister, I regretted it. I immediately felt the urge to help. I told her my name, and she told me hers, and that her sister was named Mia. Mia's sister had moved us to the stairwell inside the apartment building. I told her to take her time, and after a few moments, she told me the situation. Cops had been called. The building manager was notified, and both were due to arrive within the hour. But Mia's sister had been there for hours, and now she was thinking of calling 911. We got the building door properly wedged open, and after some back and forth, she agreed to wait the hour before calling 911. When I got back from the store, she had news that, even though the cops and management refused to do anything without the other one being there, both were only minutes away. I wished her well, went to my own apartment directly across the hall, and waited. It wasn't too long, and in the end, everyone was professional and considerate as could be. Once they kicked open the door, curiosity overwhelmed me, and I took a peek outside. Through my keyhole, I watched as 3 uniformed officers entered the dark apartment with flashlights and pistols ready. I watched as they swept through with good care and solid training. The mood seemed tense. They were prepared for anything. In moments, their demeanor relaxed, and they began to move towards the door to the hall. As that happened, the smell made it across the hall and into my apartment. There was no doubt. Mia was dead, and had been for several days. From then on, through the door, I heard several bits of subdued conversations, mostly procedural and indistinct. At one point, I heard Mia's sister telling one of the officers that she wasn't that surprised. Mia had health problems. A little later, I heard her crying, and not long after that, she was gone, leaving Mia to the professionals. About a half hour later, there was a knock on my door, and the cops were there to inform me it was looking like Mia had health problems, but did I know anything useful? I told them about a notice that had been on her door for about a week and a half, making me think she might be on vacation, which, unspoken between us, seemed a suitable way to help them determine a time of death. It had been a while, though, at least a week, I think, because when they finally moved Mia out at around midnight, the smell of her lingered long into the morning. After that, it's still been pretty quiet. I haven't seen Mia's sister since. Mia, I'm sorry to bear witness to your sad discovery. I'm sorry it took so long to find you, but glad I could help your family in some way at the time. You may have died alone, but I know you had people who loved you. I never knew you, never even met you, but I'll never forget you. Bless you, Mia. May you rest in peace.